guess who is back? Hey everybody, it's your girl Shy here. Hey ShyDolls, hey y'all. Listen, we are back with another video, and as you guys can see by their thumbnail and their title, we're back for some more Baddies drama, y'all. So now listen, I did not finish Baddies Africa on YouTube. I did watch the rest of it, but I did not do the recaps. I was not consistent, but your girl is back, and I promise you for a fact, I'm going to be on top of the Baddies Africa, not Baddies Africa, Baddies USA recap, y'all. So we got a lot to get into. I did watch episode 1. Episode 2 dropped yesterday, so of course I'm gonna do another recap and post it later on this week. But we here for episode 1, y'all. A lot has went down last week. If you guys watched the episode, you already know what I'm talking about, but we here to break everything down for y'all. So I did decide to do like a little difference from my my previous recaps and now. So right now I'm just going to be doing like basically the top 10 most important things that happened in the episode. I'm not going to break down the whole entire episode because we're going to make this short and sweet. So you guys, I'm going to be breaking down at least the top 10 most important kind of points, and then we're going to wrap this episode up. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to your girl's channel before we begin, and also hit that notification bell so that way you are notified every time I drop another recap just like this one, y'all. So let's get straight into it. We're going to get into all the mess, exactly what went down. Let's go, y'all. Let's get into it. Okay, y'all. So the episode starts with Lex and Summer. The two ladies started fighting. Mind you, they were friends, so we are kind of like confused as to how that even happened. Like, why are the girls fighting? But we're going to get into that later on in the season. We don't really know exactly how it happened, but we knew for a fact that right there was just too much. And I don't even want to show it right here on YouTube because it was a lot, y'all. So if you guys know what I'm talking about, you know. But they were friends, so I was pretty shocked to see them two fighting. But yeah, that pretty much happened. And then the episode begins. So you guys, it's 24 ladies, and it's a lot. It's a mix of like, OG Bad Girls Club baddies, and then you have OG baddies, and then you have the new girls that has been doing like baddies for at least like 2 seasons or so. So yeah, everybody is coming to, well, not everybody, but at least a good handful of people is coming together. Now mind you, I don't believe that OG Bad Girls Club girls will be joining the season, but they were in the first episode. So Natalie decided to do like an all-star kind of season, which is a good idea. It's a good idea. So all together on Alana, we have Tommy, we have Krishawn, we have Sukiana, we have Biggie, we have Tasiki, we have Mariah, we have Big Legs, we have Sapphire, Bad Dolly, and also Summer is back yet again. Tinkerbella is back after having a baby. She's back. Fauna as well as Tavy Baby, they're back also. Kokilla is back, and I actually like Kokilla from the previous season in Baddies Africa, so yeah, I'm glad that she's back. And also Nunu is back as well. DJ Sky is here. Now she's going to be doing like the DJing for the girls, like those that want to perform and stuff like that, so it's good that she's back. Now, Gretchen and Smiley. I was not expecting those two ladies to be back for another season because we already know, like with Gretchen, that was what, Baddies Caribbean? Yeah. Gretchen, yeah. Y'all already know because I did a recap. Y'all already know. As far as like Smiley is concerned, I'm surprised that she's even back as well because she caused a lot of drama in the season that she was in. I believe, was that Caribbean? No, that wasn't Caribbean. That was like Midwest, I believe. But yeah, Smiley, yeah, I was very surprised that she's back. But I mean, hey, we'll see how this season goes for her. Now, Janelle is back. She is an OG Bad Girls Club baddie, so I'm surprised to see that she's on Baddies. Like, I was very surprised, but hey, Janelle. Jayla is back. That's another OG Bad Girls Club baddie as well as an OG baddie. So she's back, as well as Anna Mac. She's back also. Now you already know Scotty and Rolly was going to be back for yet another season. So welcome to them as well. Not even welcome, but welcome back more so. And of course our CEO baddie, Natalie Nunn. So these are the girls for the season. Now it's very interesting to see all of these ladies in one kind of setting. Some of them had previous beef, but we're going to see exactly how this whole thing play out. Okay, so y'all, the episode continues with Natalie. She wanted to meet up with some of like the OG Bad Girls Club baddies just to kind of like go over the casting list for the season to figure out like who's the new girls that's going to be joining, like some of the baddies that they don't know, they're not really familiar with. They wanted to have like a little sit down kind of thing to talk about it all. So all together we had Judy, Seven, Janelle, we had Kat, we had Persuasion, we had Bree, we had Love London, we had Jayla, Sarah, and Camila. So all of them, they came to the OG bougie kind of dinner to meet up to kind of talk about all the stuff, y'all. Now, as the ladies are arriving, Natalie is like, listen, I'm taking off my shoes. I'm going to be just prepared for whatever because you just never know. Mind you, a few times, like some of the ladies, they thought they can like sneak Natalie. So I don't blame her for trying to stay ready so she don't have to get ready. But it's like, girl, you shouldn't have to do all that when it comes down to the OGs, like the Bad Girls Club baddies. Like they are more demure than some of these baddies chicks. But you know, you just never know. You really never know for real. Now, hear me out. Bree said that she wants to fight Natalie because she felt like Natalie kind of like took the not the copyright kind of thing, but she kind of felt like she took the name of like the baddie bae shot o'clock thing. Now Brie is saying that she came up with that, but Natalie is saying she didn't. So them two, you know, they kind of like got into it. Brie, she kind of felt disrespected, you know, because of the whole thing. Like they kind of continued the baddie bae shot o'clock thing and didn't give Brie her, you know, her due diligence. But hey, I mean, a lot of people were saying that Brie came up with it. So if a lot of people were saying that, she definitely did it then all of a sudden, Tanisha appears. Tanisha Thomas is an OG. She has been a Bad Girls Club reunion host too many times. She is a Bad Girls Club OG. She's a baddie OG. So everybody has a lot of respect for Tanisha. Tanisha was actually one of my favorites on Bad Girls Club. So I was excited to see her as well. She looked good. Like I was excited to see her. But Natalie was not so excited to see Tanisha. All of the girls, like when Tanisha arrived, they hugged her and all that, but Natalie was not feeling it because she was saying that, you know, Tanisha is always up to like, you know, weird antics and stuff like that, which I don't particularly agree with. If anything, it's her that's doing like the weirdness, you know, the stirring of the pot and all that. I don't think Tanisha does that. Y'all let me know if y'all disagree. But as soon as Tanisha arrives, Natalie, she leaves. Like, she's like, no, I'm done because Tanisha and her theatrics, like, I just can't. But I don't think that's Tanisha. Now, Jayla feels like, you know, a conversation definitely needs to be had. Like, we're all OG baddies. Like, you know, we should be able to sit down and hash out any differences we have. Anything we got going on, we should be able to talk about it. So, Jayla decided to round up, like, a few of the ladies to go chase after Natalie. But, of course, by the time they kind of got close to her, she was already gone. Then all of a sudden, Low London and Bree gets into it. I was so confused by that because I didn't even know they even had beef. It was just so weird because I'm like, okay, I understand like Natalie is your friend and all, like I get it, but it's like it's a time and place for everything. And then on top of that, if something don't have nothing to do with you, just don't be involved. It's that simple. But while Low London and Bree started fighting, Kat, she, you know, jumped in it as well. I was so thrown off by that. I'm like, what did she even jump in it for? Like, that was so unnecessary. But, you know, of course, her reason was like, you know, Natalie's my girl, and listen, you're not going to be talking about her or disrespecting her or whatever. She's not here, da da da. But she was there. She decided to leave. So it was like, it was no point in Bree trying to fight her friends or her friends trying to, like, you know, defend Natalie while Natalie's not there. It was no reason for that, but they just wanted to have an issue just because. Now, through all this, Persuasion's getting upset because she feels like, you know, she looked up to these ladies, you know, and she doesn't feel that these ladies should be fighting and arguing the way they are doing. But I mean, what can you do? I understand you may look up to them, but what can you do about that? But she really feels like the OGs, they should just come together. Even Tanisha was saying, like, you know, we're wasting all of our energy on each other. No, we shouldn't be doing that. It's bigger fish to fry. Like, we got to go against some of these girls that don't have no, like, you know, they have no remorse. They have nothing good going for themselves. They just want to tear up stuff. They just want to start drama and chaos. So we have bigger fish to fry. So we shouldn't be fighting each other. We should be fighting them, if anything. So I really do appreciate the fact that Tanisha stepped in since Natalie left, Miss CEO, since she left. Tanisha kind of stepped in as the motherly kind of like person to be like, you know what, y'all, we don't need to be doing this right now. We shouldn't be going against each other right now. We should be, you know, if anything, going against the ops. But, you know, I do appreciate that. But I just hope that the ladies, like, especially the old OG Bad Girls Club baddies, I hope they can sit down and, you know, figure out all their issues because, you know, they're OGs. What can you do about that? They were here before the baddies. So, you know, hopefully they get it together. All right, y'all. So fast forward, we have Biggie, we have Mariah Lynn, and we have Tink. So they had met up just to kind of like, you know, talk, you know, amongst each other, you know, kind of catch up with one another, you know. So the ladies are kind of figuring out like who has issues with who. Biggie, she kind of voices that her and Anna still have some unresolved issues. It was some stuff going on, as you guys already know. Them two, like, they were close. So it's just about hopefully talking it out. Hopefully they don't fight, but it's just about them kind of like hashing out their issues. And then Anna and Tasiki, they met up with the ladies also. They came out, and Anna and Biggie, they kind of had like a kumbaya moment. I thought it was just, a temporary kind of fix, because I think the ladies definitely need to have a deeper conversation, because for whatever the situation is, like whatever it was that caused them not to talk like that, being as though they were really close, I think you should probably talk that out if that's really your sis for real. I would definitely talk that out. I wouldn't just hug and like just move on. Like, no. If it's bigger issues, definitely deal with those issues. But Anna, she was saying the same thing like Tanisha. She was saying like, listen, it's bigger fish to fry. We can hash this out later. We can talk later. We can just squash the situation and then just, make sure that we ready for, the bigger battle. You know what I'm saying? Now, as far as like the issues between Tasiki and her sister Krishawn, Tasiki was saying that Krishawn did apologize to her like when they were amongst family, but she wants that same respect. Just like how she was disrespected publicly, she wants to be, apologized to publicly, in front of everyone. So she just wants that from her sister. And then out of nowhere, I don't want to say messenger, but someone delivers a message from Natalie, saying that there's going to be like an official, like kind of like welcome dinner. Y'all already know how these dinners go. If you've been watching Baddies, you already know it's about to go up. But they kind of like get a notice saying that there is a dinner, so you're going to dress up, look cute and all that, because the dinner is happening that night. All right, y'all. So fast forward to the next scene. We have Summer, Big Lex, and Dolly. They are sitting with Sukiyana, and they're kind of like meeting up. They're talking, they're kikiing, they're having a good time. Now, Suki kind of like gives them, motherly advice, saying like, since y'all friends, the big three, I think y'all should stick together, because, you don't want to separate. But unfortunately, remember the clip in the beginning of the episode, Summer and Lex end up fighting. So, at least she did give them some good advice, when she had the chance. Now, Summer, she did have some issues with Krishawn and Tasiki about like some online drama, whatever, because of the allegations that Krishawn had alleged that Tasiki did. Summer kind of chimed in and jumped in and commented, even though she shouldn't have, because them girls know how to fight. And Summer is not a good fighter, so she should have just cut this, off. She should have just closed this, because, girl, this is not what you want. So Summer was saying like, listen, I'm not apologizing for nothing, because not you trying to come for me over something that I had commented on. I only commented and repeated what was already said, which is true, but you shouldn't have said nothing. The whole world seen what was alleged. We already done heard what was alleged. So you don't see us in comments disrespecting people. Like, come on, Summer. Think. Suki was saying like, listen, Summer, you should just back up from the situation, because them girls will eat you up. Period. Like, and I think Summer, she really should have just mind her business, because she had other issues with other girls. Like, she didn't even have to jump in to someone else's personal drama, because the drama between those two girls, Tasiki and Krishawn, like, that's personal. That's family stuff. So Summer, just close your mouth, because you don't know what's going on behind closed doors. Like, it's a deeper issue. So let them figure it out. Let them do it. So then Natalie, she sends Sukiyana the same invite that Anna and them got. So the ladies are kind of like getting ready, they're getting up, they're getting ready to head to the dinner. So fast forward, we have Rolly, we have Scotty, we have Sapphire, we have Tommy Lee, Krishawn, and we have DJ Sky. So these ladies are sitting down and they're chopping it up again. So the ladies, they opened up with saying like, listen, I'm just excited to be here once again. Like, I'm just ready to put aside all of the beef to really have fun this season, because some of the girls haven't really been on the show in a minute, like Sapphire and Krishawn, like DJ Sky. Like, these ladies haven't been on the show in like a few seasons, so they're just excited to be back. Now, Krishawn was asked about the issues between her and her sister. She was saying like, listen, we're good. We put our differences aside, and we're good right now. We're in a good space, so hopefully it stays that way. Then Scotty announces that she is pregnant. Yes, she is pregnant, you guys. If you guys seen on her Instagram, she just had like the gender reveal type thing, and it was a beautiful thing. She's getting ready to have a girl, so congratulations to her. Her and Lemmy is getting ready to have a daughter. That's beautiful. So when she gives the ladies the news, the big news, the ladies, they're excited, they're happy. Some of them started to shed tears, because they believe believe that will be a wonderful mother, because she will be. I think that Scotty is out of all the ladies, I think she's, not saying she's totally innocent, but she's pure hearted, and I love that about her. I love the fact that she's going to stand on principles and morals. If she's a classy baddie, she's a classy baddie. She don't have to get rough and fight and get in the paint every single time. Like, listen, she's a classy baddie, and that's what she is. And I believe that her daughter has a really good model, really good model. So then the lady started giving her like mother advice, advice on motherhood, just staying strong, being the strong mother that I know you can be, type of talk. And that's a beautiful thing, and I love that, some of them started shedding tears, and I'm like, it was just a beautiful moment, period. And then, y'all, it was time for the welcome dinner. It was time for the Baddies USA welcome dinner, y'all. That dinner, it was time. And y'all already know how these dinners go. Y'all already know. Tavy, Fauna, Kokilla, Smiley, Nunu, and Gretchen, they pulls up to the dinner. And then all of a sudden, when Tink and Mariah arrives, Tink, she wanted to go straight towards Kokilla. She didn't want to waste no time, because evidently the girls, they were beefing over that song. Kokilla feels like, Diamond and Tink has stole her song, because the song is exactly alike. Like, it's a possibility that they did, but I'm not really sure if they did, but y'all already know from last season from Baddies Africa, it was kind of like a thing when Tink was on the phone, on Nelly's phone. So yeah, y'all already know. So yeah, like, they was getting ready to go at it, and I don't blame them not one bit, because if you have issues with me, let's just hash it out. But a dinner, everybody's dressed up nice. It was just not the time. I think these welcome dinners are so like played out, because it was just too much. It really was. Now Tinka, she was saying like, listen, I was ready for her because she just been mentioning my name over and over again, and I'm just ready for war. Like, I'm just ready for it all, because she keep mentioning my name. So let me give you something to talk about. That's the kind of vibe she was on. Now they went round after round after round, and I honestly believe that it was just pointless, because the girls weren't doing what needed to be done. Like, it was just really pointless. They kept going round after round. They wasn't really like doing that. And I think because Tinky kind of put on more weight because she just had a baby, she was kind of a little slower. But we gotta give her grace, because she literally just had a kid. But at the same time, like, listen, you can't run up on somebody or want to call somebody out like, like, let's go, let's do this, let's fight, and then you're not really doing what needs to be done. So I mean, yeah, it was just really pointless, for real. Then, y'all, I thought it was so hilarious that DJ Sky and Krishan, when they walked in, they were looking so confused, like, what the heck is going on? Like, why are y'all fighting already? Like, we literally just got here. Then Kokilla, she explained to the ladies why they were fighting, what was the reason. And then, the ladies just wanted them to talk it out instead of fighting, because sometimes you just have to talk out some of this stuff. Like, it doesn't warrant a fight every time. But they was not trying to hear that. They just want to to keep fighting. So hey, whatever. Then Summer, Dolly, and Lex, they pop up, and immediately Mariah Lynn, she did not waste no time. She snuck Summer. Now, mind you, if you guys remember, it was an audition where Mariah got snuck by Summer, so Mariah felt like it was now her moment to sneak Summer back. Girl. Now, Mariah Lynn, like, you're not new to this, you're true to this. Because she was on Love and Hip Hop, so she kind of knows how this stuff go. She know how this TV stuff go. So it's like, you should be you're basically a vet in this thing. Come on, you can't be sneaking people because she snuck you. She's weak. She is weak sauce for that. You don't have to stoop down to her level just to get your lick back. Like, come on, you don't have to do that. But Summer was saying, like, the reason why she did what she did was because, Mariah Lynn had lied to her about, like, a whole ticket situation type thing, I guess, when Summer was auditioning for Baddies or whatever. But she was saying that Mariah Lynn had lied about it, whatever, and they started, like, fighting, because Summer had snuck Mariah as she was coming out of the audition, room, which is really weird. But hey, that's still not a good reason to be jumping somebody. Like, that's just dumb. Then, y'all, Tasiki, Biggie, and Anna, they pop up. They come in, walking in, and Gretchen, she want to just jump Anna immediately, and I thought that was so random. Like, because I'm like, huh? Since when did you have issues with her? Now, Gretchen was saying that Anna was talking a lot online, which is why she wanted to fight her. But it's like, all of these girls talk online, like, all of them. That cannot be the reason why you want to fight somebody. Like, huh? Because you do it too. So it's like, You really want to jump this girl now because she was talking about you online and you was talking about her online. It's always a back and forth thing, but they love to pull that card of, oh, she mentioned my name on Instagram, so now I gotta fight you. What? I thought we were grown women here. I guess not. Now this part right here was hilarious because while Tink was trying to fix her wig because Cold Killer had ripped it, while she's trying to fix her wig, they both started saying, stuff to each other, and then Tink started throwing like bracelets and stuff like that at Cold Killer, and like because she couldn't get to her, they couldn't get to each other. They kept talking, to each other, disrespecting each other, and it was just weird. Like, but hilarious at the same time. Cause I'm like, Tink really got good aim. Like, she threw that bracelet and it hit Kokilla. So of course they started fighting again. And then Anna, she climbs over the table to fight Gretchen. I was like, yo, like, wow, okay, Anna. Now Anna says that Gretchen had bit her finger, which is why she did what she did, because Gretchen did that. If you guys remember, when Gretchen was fighting Jayla, Gretchen had bit her like right here, on her chest. So I thought it was kind of like symmetrical, like, because Gretchen was saying, I didn't bit her, I didn't bite her at all. Girl, you did it before to another girl, so it's a possible thing that you did, because Anna wouldn't lie about some stupid stuff like that. Me personally, I think that the girl should have never been invited back on the show after she did that trifling stuff to Jayla, because considering that, Jayla, she has her clothing line and stuff, she needs her skin to be A1. And I thought Gretchen just did that to be very disgusting, very tacky and tasteless. So whenever these girls do stuff like that, like the spitting and all that, even last season when I don't know if you guys seen, but when Summer picked up the horse poop and started throwing it at people, trifling. You don't need to be on a show like this. If you want to act like an animal, go to the zoo. But Gretchen and Anna, they start fighting again, and this time Gretchen is like completely knotted up. So yeah, that was the end of that. Like, Gretchen was just done. Then when Smiley, Smiley was there, Biggie, I guess she thought it was her moment, because I forgot her and Biggie even had issues for real. But they started fighting like immediately, and that's where the episode kind of like ended. And then of course, as you guys already know, they're gonna put like the next time on, which is where they're gonna kind of like show us what's happening next in the season for the next episode. So in the preview, everyone is pretty much fighting, like everybody. And I'm like, whoa, like this is really crazy right here. It's really crazy. As you guys can see, like Anna, like some of the ladies, even Scotty, like everyone was shook to see like the amount of fighting. Like, it was just too much. It was really too much going on. And I think that some of these issues could have been like verbally talked over. You know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't have to fight, but they just wanted to do the most. And then next show, like an ambulance was called because of, I guess, all the fighting and stuff. So I believe it was Smiley, because we don't know who was in it, but I believe it was that girl, because she do stuff like that. I believe she could be lying, but if the girl have a real medical issue, why is she on this show? Knowing how this show works. Like, why? It's just really giving like she just want more camera time. Like, she just want a moment. And, even though she had a bad season last time, like, hopefully this season for Baddies USA, she kind of redeems herself, because right now, Smiley is nobody's favorite at all. Then fast forward, y'all, we get kind of like a little sneak peek of a situation that happened, I guess, off camera between Tasiki and Krishan. So we don't know the details as far as that, but we're going to get into it for episode 2. And then it was a scene on the Sprinter where, Tink is talking about whatever, and then out of nowhere, Tinka and Dolly, they started fighting. So I was completely thrown off, because I never would have thought them two were even like in a issue, because they never had an issue before, at least I don't remember. But they started fighting. So that was that. That's what happened on the Sprinter, and that was pretty much the end of the episode, you guys. So let me know in the comments, y'all, like, what was your favorite moment from episode 1? Like, what was your favorite moment? Who was right, who was wrong? Like, I need to hear you guys' voices, because listen, we're gonna be back on these recaps more frequently, more often, and I'm gonna speed it up so that way we can like talk about it more often, because I feel like my recaps like was too long. It was too long. Now, I really believe that this season is about to go crazy just based off of episode one alone. Like, episode one was just that good. Now, some of the fights, yes, it was pointless. Some of them was like really pointless. But I think that this season is about to go crazy. I really believe that. So, yeah, that concludes this episode recap, you guys. Now, tune in for episode two's recap because I'm going to be breaking down all of the stuff that happened in episode two. So yeah, y'all, let me know all your thoughts in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to your girl's channel. And as always, put on that post notification bell so that way you are notified every time I post more videos just like this one. So I love you guys so much. Thank y'all so much for tuning in, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out, y'all.